Welcome to part 2. I'm guessing that if you're still listening, you're expecting to hear your voice here somewhere. I'm sorry to say, you didn't make the cut. I'm sorry.
La, 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 la,
You may as well stop listening now.
La 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 bum 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 ba-dum bum.
If you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine. Hi there. Well, first off, I would like to thank everybody for playing along the past 3 years. We didn't know what we were doing when we started, but together we're slowly starting to sculpt the show unlike anything any of us had done before. It hasn't always been easy. It's tough to try to force creativity, especially under a deadline, but we did it. It has also forced some of you into the modern age of recording technology. How many of you got your voice recorders for this thing, and then spent some frustrating time trying to figure out how to get the best possible recording? Again, it hasn't always been easy, but worth it. I just hope that the creative spark that has been lit under some of you continues to burn. Keep making recordings, keep writing stuff down, keep creating art, and then send it in. You know, my favorite aspect of the show all along has been the chance to hear all of my friends' voices together in one place each month. Now that's what I'm going to miss the most.
He's a dirty son of a bitch.
Next message sent Wednesday, February 25th at 6:30 p.m.
Hey Jason, this is Roger. I got your message and I'm glad you called back so soon. I didn't know you were going to call back that soon, but yeah, I got your message and I'll try to call you on Saturday. And I hope you're doing well, you and Kathleen, and I'll catch up with you this weekend. Be well. Take care. Bye.
There's no chance that I don't have a last word here. This is Mark Erickson in Oakland, California. I'm having open studio right now, so I'm waiting for people to show up. But I have plenty to say, like usual. It all starts with where I was last night. I can't even remember. That's the sad thing. I was talking to somebody, telling them all about this great restaurant I was eating at. And then I looked around, I was nowhere. I was at a gas station somewhere out in the desert. Palm trees, this little oasis near this little cafe. There was a bar there, a guy in a Western cowboy outfit, a girl in a short skirt, an old 57 Chevy parked outside. I stood there waiting for the dream to unfold. I realized it wasn't going to get any better than that. So I got in the 57 Ford, drove off. Felt like it was the thing to do. All of a sudden I was on a jet plane with Johnny Cash. We were talking about where he was playing. He said he was playing in Santa Rosa. Weird. A festival in Santa Rosa. I said, are we near there? He said, we should be. Then I wondered why we were flying to Santa Rosa and where we were starting at. And it all got down pretty strange because he said to me, never let an unmade bed go. Always make your bed before you go to work. That was pretty random. My neon light is blinking. It's like a last drink, a last final call. Maybe that's what this will end up here, is the final. A lot of buddies of mine, when I used to drink with them, we'd be drinking and we'd have a great time, and we'd leave the bar and we'd get in the car and I'm heading home and drop them off or something, and then one of my friends, Doug, would say, final? And I'd go, oh man, I thought we had the final at the last place. And he said, come on, final. So we'd stop at that bar and have a few more. And sometimes, I think 1 or 2 times, we actually left that bar, drove away, and he said, final again. I think he had a drinking problem. I actually know he had a drinking problem. That'll be my last final word.
Hey, contact Mark Erickson. He's a great guy that you'll be glad to know. Tell him Loathe sent you.
Famous last words, I don't know. I think you plug it in like this.
famous last words from Chastain.
I think we've reached the end.
When I said I didn't have AIDS, opposite day.
Oh. My God.
Oh, no, wait, I have another one.
Okay.
What do you mean Batman can't fly? Watch this.
It's very cheap. Bargain basement cheap.
So, Jason, how cheap was it? About that cheap.
Okay, so, I already asked you if you knew what Albert Einstein's famous last words were, right?
Right, you did.
And, we decided that nobody knew what Albert Einstein's famous last words were?
Nobody knows Albert Einstein's last words because there's a story behind it. Tell that story.
Because the nurse that was left in charge of, I guess, his death, because everybody knew he was going to die, right? She did not speak German.
His last words being in German, nobody understands, nobody knows what they are.
Nobody has a clue what he said. And you know what I think it was, though? I think he... No, come on, give him something noble, something noble, I cure cancer this way, So anyway, now this counts as a call-in for me, right?
It does count as a call-in.
Yeah, baby.
Your name is going to be entered on the contest, the drawing for a t-shirt. All right, let's do that drawing. We're giving away a Dave Whitbeck original Loathe t-shirt. To be entered in the contest, you had to call in a contribution during a specific time frame. 7 people met that criteria. 7 names go into the hat. Whitbeck, Erickson, Ivy, Chastain, Willing, Snyder, and Boyle. And the winner is Whitbeck. Dave motherfucking Whitbeck. There you go. Who says that Loathe contests are rigged? There's chaos out there. Our guys, an assemblage of drunks, hacks, and the insane, are trying to hold our position. 3 days ago, we took Coit Tower by force and surprise, holding it as our headquarters. None of the San Franciscans expected it. How could they? Not that our propaganda hid our intentions. From the first day of the thing, the idea was to promote just this sort of mess. God, if you go back far enough to the days when we put out that simple and silly 4-page newspaper, you could have seen what I'm seeing out my window. You might have foreseen a world ran by common sense and goodwill, too. But there are no such things, just as there is no Santa Claus or peace on Earth. Whatever. I'm writing this as a final dispatch. I can see the end. There's doom on our horizon. We can't hold out much longer. We don't have the strength, reserves, or really the will. In the weeks that preceded this day, words were enough to rally our troops. We could have made men's hearts well up with visions of a better world. It helped, I must say, that we always use a pretty good sense of humor, along with unreasonable promises of bounty and booty to get guys to do our bidding. Who wouldn't be charged with revolutionary fervor when the leaders were touting free sex and drugs in reward for our campaign? Psh, I would. It worked, too. We got 12,000 of the weird and the wrong together for a revolution, the likes of which had never been seen. And we stormed Coit Tower, one of San Francisco's most picturesque photo ops. There was never a fight. They never saw us coming. Maybe we should have stopped while we were ahead. Loathe Megacorp was becoming a force. We had a fleet of vehicles, all black. A Hummer, a Porsche, a Jag, and several Harleys. Man, did we cut a swath. I made it so that we had an escort publicly funded wherever we went. At one point, we had the support of Charles Manson, Mother Teresa, the NRA, the IRA, and most PTAs. Don't ask me to explain, but our following was wide. The National Guard is massing outside my window now. Troops and artillery and their jets flying low overhead. Are we ever fucked? I should mention here that we did do some good. We had a 6-year run of our magazine, ending today. It told some truth, and people responded. I have to wind this thing up now. Don't worry about our guys. Since we did this takeover with squirt guns, all doubt they'll be dealt with severely. We did take that precaution. I imagine that our stock, trading on the Dow at 345 last night, will drop a bit. That's to be expected, given this latest development. Join a revolution, that was the phrase that started this whole thing. I still believe it. Signed, Patrick J. Daly, co-founder, Loathe Megacorp Incorporated.
And now, let's listen to some good cruising music. Grapes of Loathe. Free loathing. Hey, there's no loathing here. Move along.
It stinks like sex in here. No, it doesn't.
This is a waste of call. Don't even waste your time on it.
Are we there yet?
We have that 1-800 number. It's a free phone call. You just call in and leave a message.
He'll be drunk dialing if you give it to him.
That's what we have it for.
Good Chef Dan, I'm in Baker City Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I'm going to be depressed in Baker City this summer. I already know. I'm going to be a fucking jerk.
No, you're going to be a redneck by the time you get out of there. 'Cause it's even worse than Pennsylvania. I hear they've got like 2 streets total in Baker City.
So what if I do become a redneck? How do I re-assimilate back into...
How can we tell?
Well, you're already kind of white trash, so this transition should be rather quick and painless for you.
But how do I get back?
To what?
Because
you didn't. After 10 years, nothing to come back to. You're gonna go to Chicago and get mugged. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, I can't stroll around Chicago like I will in Baker City?
With your cock out.
Yeah, I just think this LoatheCast thing is a sham.
Yeah, I think this LoatheCast thing is a sham. You would.
Look at the production quality.
seems to me that the most fitting epitaph for this iteration of LoatheCast would be a simple one indeed. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
This has been
a
Loathe production.
You can take that to the bank. And now we're going to run through everyone places. Let's do it again.
That's a wrap for LoatheCast, boys and girls. We here at Loathe Megacorp hope you've enjoyed listening as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. In the next election, remember, vote early, vote often. Joy, shipmates. Joy.
No, you're totally right about how this place has history for days, and how we could make something out of that. And the cool thing is how we can make something out of that the way we want to make something out of that. It doesn't necessarily have to be the big marketing ploy. It doesn't necessarily have to be the big capitalistic ploy. I guess what I'm trying to do here is, kind of sign this off, because I'm going to send this to you tomorrow. So it's all kind of like a check. I'm not in quite the frame of mind to actually be doing this, or maybe I am. I don't know. And some of this just might be really great. Some of it just really might suck. But I think the idea is really there. I would hope that you would just kind of take this tape, listen to it, and then maybe throw it away. Don't make this an imprint on, how we're going to do this. Because I obviously have got a lot of gaps, and you're absolutely right in the fact that it really has to be scripted, and then maybe somebody else with a better voice can do this. But the idea is there, and I think that's a really good thing to go for. I really do. And actually, I think maybe the remote should be in the background for the whole goddamn thing. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Funny. I feel like I'm leaving an answer or a message on your answering machine right now. And maybe kind of in the way I am. I don't know. We'll just have to see. The first part was really rough. This is even rougher, I suppose. So, I'm sending you this tape with all the space on it, so don't be offended that it ends kind of quickly, or, I think it ends actually quick enough. So, here we go.
What a faggy sounding recording.
LoatheCast. Hey, y'all, it's LoatheCast. Y'all come back now here. Bye-bye then.
I'd like to give an ode to the head of the Boise Mafia, Mr. Patrick Daly, one of the founders of Loathe Media. A personal soft spot that he holds in my heart. His old car, the Chemeketa parking lot. Many smoke-filled afternoons. Many deviant journeys to the home of Mr. Ben Lee's. Lies.
Boy, he
used to lie a lot.
By B.L. Wassoon.
B.L. Wassoon? That's fabulous, man. Muy fabuloso. So, Mr. Daly, I think that you should go to the old Boise State Prison, sit on the steps in which the riots in 1977, 1979, whatever, those took place, and I highly recommend that you feel the power, the raw force. Go lock yourself in one of the solitary confinement chambers, and once every 5 years when the Basque Festival happens in Boise, it's one of the best times ever. If you eat enough of those wonderful Basque sausages, and then lock yourself in the solitary confinement, you'll provide yourself the feeling of a gas chamber. It's a phenomenal experience. There's a lightning storm, it's even better. However, I urge you to write about the wonder, the awe, the hardship, the utter feeling of isolation, and dream of those smoke-filled afternoons in your car at Chebecca, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes. So, don't send any of your mafia hitmen after me, Mr. Daly, because I revere you. You hold a soft place in my heart. You make my bowels quiver with fear sometimes. And I think about those lovely times that we spent together during your interview when you made me look like an eternal ass when playing with Plazaphonic, you fuckhead. Here's to you, a smoke and a beer, Mr. Patrick Daly. You lovely motherfucker.
Welcome to part 2. I'm guessing that if you're still listening, you're expecting to see your voice. You're expecting to see your voice? You dumbass. This is our editor-in-chief, Thelonious Monk. Say hello to the nice people, Theo. Try a little harder, buddy. Yeah, that's it. Good cat.